You might find witches intriguing. Their power, often unmatched, leads us to become obsessed with their legends. But a lot of these witches hold anger. They've been known to curse and terrorize, so whatever you do, do not summon the witches in this top 5 list. So let's jump in with the top 5 scary witches you should never summon part 2. Coming in at number 5 we have Baba Yaga. In Slavic folklore, Baba Yaga is a witch who appears as a deformed or ferocious looking old woman. In Slavic culture, Baba Yaga lived in a hut usually described as standing on chicken legs. Baba Yaga may help or hinder those that encounter or seek her out. If she decided that she does not like you or wants to help your cause, you would meet a violent end. Baba is an ogress who steals, cooks, and eats her victims, usually children. She once lived in a hut surrounded by human skulls and a spike as to warn off those who might try to approach her. She was banished from the living realm due to her horrible acts. It is said that now and then she is summoned, and when this happens she wreaks havoc on children, taking more victims. Please don't ever attempt to summon Baba Yaga for favor, although she may decide to help if she chooses. But be warned, it may be the last thing you ever do. Coming in at number 4 we have Malin Matsdotter. Malin is a Swedish witch accused during the witch hunt of 1668 to 76. She was a widow and was also accused of being involved in her late husband's passing. Her main accusation was from the children of her village. They claimed that she had been abducting them and bringing them to a secluded place to perform a satanic sabbath. Reportedly, she was trying to persuade the children to join her in performing black magic. She was even accused by her own daughters, persuading the court of her guilt. Malin, along with Anna Hack, were the last victims executed for being witches during the Great Swedish Witch Hunt of 1668 to 76, often referred to as the Great Noise. What makes Malin Matsdotter unique is that she's considered the only witch in Swedish history to have been burned alive. Normally witches were decapitated or hanged before their bodies were burned at the stake, but it appears Malin's refusal to admit to her guilt made the authorities less gracious in their sentencing. Malin firmly maintained her innocence and went out in history. In the end, she refused to shake hands with her daughters. It is said that before her death she gave her daughters to the devil and cursed them for eternity for their part in her sentencing. While burning, Malin did not scream, she did not cry or react to her pain. Some felt this further confirmed her witchcraft. Shortly after her death, one of her daughters was convicted of perjury and she too was forced to walk through death's door. It is now said that if you try to summon Malin, you too will be cursed for eternity like the daughter. She's angry and looking for revenge. You might stand a chance if you are not a woman, as she directs her curses at any woman who crosses her path, as if they are her daughters. But just to be safe, maybe don't try to contact her next time you're near a Ouija board. Coming in at number 3 we have Pesta. Pesta is the witch of pestilence and disease. When she roamed the land of the living, she was known for bringing great disease that killed thousands. It is said she was born during a great plague. From the destruction, she was created to ensure this suffering continued around the world. She is a hideous old woman dressed in black, carrying a rake or a broom. She traveled from farm to farm spreading disease. If she carried a rake, some at the farm would die. But if she carried a broom, all at the farm would die. The Black Plague was first brought to the northern countries via a ghost ship. In 1349, a ship carrying wool set forth from England headed north, but before the ship reached its destination, one by one, they started to get sick and die. Any attempts to quarantine the sick failed. The ship should have sunk or stayed lost at sea, but it is believed that Pesta guided the ship to shore and it reached Bergen Harbour in Norway. I've been there. Rats and fleas on board which carried the plague made their way into the country. The Black Death then spread to Sweden and then into Russia in 1351. This plague was so deadly it killed a third of Denmark's population and half of the people in Norway. It is said that if you did try to summon her, she would bring with her a great plague. Maybe someone was messing around with her in December of 2019. If so, please never do that again. Coming in at number 2 we have Vette. Vette, also known as Mare, is a young woman who would bring bad dreams to people by sitting on them while they slept. She causes sleep paralysis in her victims. Mare often appears in Germanic folklore. She takes many different shapes and sizes. The tale of the mare might be connected to old hag syndrome. You wake up and you can't move. You feel an immense amount of pressure on your chest that makes it difficult to breathe. And you can sense or see someone is in the room with you. It can be a frightening experience. For years, people have taken this experience as a physical encounter with a ghost because because when it happens, you are fully awake. You can see, hear, smell, and feel. So it feels like someone or something is holding you down. In essence, you are paralyzed. As well as this, when a person wakes too quickly, hallucinations can occur. This explains the smaller percentage of people who report seeing Vette rather than being paralyzed by her. Vette has a good connection with the mortal world. Some say she has somehow found a way to invade our nightmares, as this is when we are most vulnerable. It does not take much to invite her into your mind, so you need to be careful to not think or speak of Vette. Her attack is terrifying, as there is nothing you can do once she has her hands on you. Once she has you, she can hold onto your mind for years, so avoid her at all costs. And finally, in at number 1, we have Sarah Good. Sarah Good is world famous for being the first witch to be killed in the Salem witch trials. It all started on March 1st, 1692, when Sarah Good was charged with witchcraft along with Sarah Osborne and Tituba. Sarah Good was an easy target for witchcraft. She was a beggar, almost at the very bottom of the social ladder. When Sarah Good was charged, she was a complete wreck. Because of all the stress when she was charged at the age of 38, she looked as if she was 70 years old. To top it all off, she was pregnant and also had a 4.5-year-old daughter named Dorcas Good. She gave birth to the infant she was pregnant with in jail. Sarah Good's trial was not successful. The verdict was decided before the trial. She was a witch. Many people testified against Sarah Good, including her husband and her daughter, Dorcas Good. During her trial, she said that she was muttering psalms to herself. Unfortunately, she could not come up with any of the psalms during the trial, something that was too much of a coincidence. She also never attended church. Even the most trusting Congregationalists would find that a bit odd. In court, Sarah said that she did not attend church because she did not have clothes good enough for church. Unsurprisingly, she was found guilty, and because she refused to confess, she was sentenced to death. She stayed in jail until July 19th, 1692, when she was executed. Just before her execution, she was asked to confess. She refused. Instead, she cursed the people, saying, "I'm no more a witch than you are a wizard, and if you take away my life, God will give you blood to drink." It is said that she cursed the land, and a terrible fate followed those responsible for her death. It is said that those who have tried to summon her over the years have been cursed, to either have dreadful luck in their life or meet a tragic end. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Do you have a witch that scares you the most? Who's your favourite witch in a horror movie? I mean, there's only one answer, and the answer is the Grand High Witch in the original Witches movie. It's not a horror movie, it's actually a kids movie, but it's a horror movie to me. Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 3. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and until next time, I'll see you later. During her trial, she said that she was muttering how do I say that word again? Psalms? It's not, the P is silent, I know that much. I'm not a Bible girl, so Psalms. Let's go with Psalms. That seems right. Malin's family maintained her innocence, and her goings out made history. Huh? And her goings out made history. Huh? Malin family maintained her innocent, and her goings out made history. Made history?